the love of the mic. Get us to express our innermost thoughts and motivation with the world, with anyone that wants to hear and listen to the stories from deep inside the lands of magic, of Lansing, Michigan, to the Bronx, New York, to Japan, to Germany, to Brazil, to Korea, to Russia, to the whole globe. For the love of the mic, we express.
Welcome to the Captain Talks HipHop Podcast. I'm your host, the Captain Cortez, aka Mr. Love, and this is where we talk hip-hop. I work on the podcast where me, the Captain, talks about beats, rhymes, life, and anything else hip-hop in the whole world, universe, cosmos, multiverse. So after 47 years of being on planet Earth, I've developed a unique perspective about hip-hop. And I'd like to get out and tell you about it. Because just maybe you care. And according to the stats, it looks like you do care. I want to give a big shout out to New York. Got some plays over in New York this past week. Gracias, gratitude, in New York, Bronx, New York to be exact. You are the birthplace of hip-hop. Much respect to birthing hip-hop. I appreciate it. Back in 1973, August 11th, dope, super dope. I appreciate it. Fuels what I do on an everyday basis. So thanks for listening, guys. It's gratitude. And just FYI, back in the day was school to be a radio DJ, but never got a job. And I think I never got a job because I didn't really want to be a DJ. I respect the radio DJ. I respect DJs in general, but I always wanted to rock the mic, bro. I wanted to be an MC and rock the mic, and that's exactly what I did. I just started rocking the mic, spitting rhymes, writing rhymes, rapping, bro. That's what I did. Appreciate it very much. So thanks for listening, guys. It's gratitude. And no ad read today, no ads. None at all. We're going to get right into the podcast. So ladies and gentlemen, before I get to the podcast, a couple things. You might have heard that intro like, bro, what is going on? Are you retooling? Are you rebooting? You might hear the music like, bro, what's going on? We just listened to your podcast last week. We listened for the last few weeks. We listened to it many episodes, and all of a sudden the music has changed. All of a sudden the intro has changed. Bro, what is happening? Well, ladies and gentlemen, that music you're hearing, the intro you're hearing, that is from a podcast I did way years back. I used to do a podcast called For the Love of the Mic Hip Hop Podcast. And I would get on there and I play songs from around the globe. It was dope. I love doing it. I put a lot of music on there from artists around the globe. It's very cool. It's fun, but it was very time consuming. It took a lot of time, just time I didn't have to give to that because I was busy doing so much. Beautiful podcast, but just so much work. I didn't have a team or nothing. So it was just a little bit much and something happened with the server. So I had to stop. But I love doing it because one of my first loves as being a human being was the art of hip hop. So I did a podcast about it because I do hip hop. I am hip hop, bro. Let's be real. I rap, I rhyme, I make beats. I listen to hip hop. I've been doing it forever. I've been listening to hip hop since way back in the day. Right? So yeah. So anyways, that's why the change of the podcast. And what I want to talk about this week is it is the 50th anniversary of hip hop. Over the Bronx, New York, Sedgwick Avenue, Kool Herc DJ threw a party, and the rest they say is history. We're celebrating the 50th anniversary. And like I've said on this podcast numerous times, this podcast, the Captain Talk 6 podcast, would not exist if it was not for hip hop, right? The whole reason I got into doing anything on a microphone was because of hip hop and rap. Let's be real. I mean, that's facts. We could take it back to the 90s. I was rapping, rhyming, writing rhymes, making beats, right? And it just all led to the Captain Talk 6 podcast. So anytime I get a chance, I will shout out respect to the art, the craft of hip hop. To make it for 50 years is a long time, right? It's a long time because things come and go all the time. And I remember back in the day, people would say the hip hop was going to be a fad. Oh, it's going to be a fad. I remember seeing people talking to people, like people in my neighborhood community, older people, and I'd be playing rap, like, shut that crap off. Rap is crap. It's real, too. People would say that, bro. I can see these people in my mind right now. They were telling me rap is crap. I don't like rap. I heard it many times. But that did not deter me from enjoying the craft of rhyming over beats. And one of the first tapes, cassettes me and my brother had back in the day was like Beastie Boys, I think License to Ill, Run DMC, Raising Hell, or some of the first ones we heard back in the day. And right there at that moment in time, I just knew it was great. It's just something about taking your voice, words, ideas, and crafting rhymes, poetry, and putting them over beats, right? And the other aspects of hip hop too, dances like the B-boys dancing, the DJ spinning and cutting up the records. and the graffiti, putting art on murals and trains. So about all that was just captivating, bro. It's beautiful. And since then, I loved it, and now it's all over the globe. To start over on Sedgwick Avenue, and to now become a global phenomenon, right? Because, hip-hop was in New York for a while, and then expanded to like the West Coast, and then expanded to the South and Midwest, and then it was all over the United States, and then fast forward later, then it's all over the other countries. We're talking Europe, we're talking Middle East. Every country on earth has added their flavor to the hip-hop tapestry, right? Now, you hearing this, you might just be familiar with Americans, and I love American rap. It's beautiful, it's great, it's fantastic. I grew up and I love it, so I have a passion for it. We also have to acknowledge and see that after 50 years, it expanded globally. If you go to every country on planet Earth, you will probably find somebody rhyming in their style of rhyme by their country, right? In their native language as well, right? Every country most likely has a couple MCs in there doing that work. Like, it's real, bro. They went from that spot in New York, the Bronx, to global. It's a global phenomenon, and it's a beautiful art. I spent a lot of time listening to various hip-hop globally. When I first started the podcast, For the Love of the Mic podcast back in the day, it was about reaching out globally and hearing the global sounds. Of course, American sounds, of course. I appreciate American rap, of course. Yeah, that, but also getting the global flavor, right? Because there's just so many people out there with working the craft, making beats, dancing, graffiti, rapping, rhyming. It's beautiful. And of course, after 50 years, we must pay respect to the founders and the people that paved the way. All the people that laid down the groundwork so I could rap today, so I could podcast today, so people overseas could rap and rhyme, right? I just feel a lot of people don't do that, right? To know where you came from, right? Seriously, it just seems that way. It seems like a lot of maybe the younger artists, no disrespect to all, because not all that way, but some just don't, kind of respect where it came from, right? What helped pave the way for it. There's a lot of people out here making a lot of money that would not be doing it if it wasn't for the groundwork laid by these founders, bro, right? And I could go into and start dropping names of people that paved the way to get us to this point, but they're too numerous to name. There's too many people, groups that have contributed to the art to sit here and list and name. There's a lot of concerts going on today and tomorrow. They're going to feature these people that laid the groundwork for where we're at now. A lot of classic songs are written, a lot of classic beats were made, a lot of classic dances happened, right? A lot of classic fashion, a lot of classic DJs, a lot of people laid the groundwork. There's so many, I just can't do them justice here. But just know that I have the utmost respect for all those that worked on the craft back in the day. And now, and people doing it now, people doing it back in the day, people can do it in the future, right? It's just such a beautiful, beautiful art, right? I remember hearing KRS-One 20 years ago talking about all this, and here we are. We are here, bro. It is global. And I think the pull of hip-hop rap is just the creative freedom you have when you're on that microphone. The words you can put together, you can do so much with the art of hip-hop. I've heard so many different styles and ways of doing the art of hip-hop rap. There are just so many ways to deliver rhymes, so many ways to put beats together. It's just the amount of styles you can develop from that art are infinite. There's an infinite amount of styles that can be done in hip hop, right? Just tons. And this is where we're at 23. They fast forward another 20 years. Who knows what the sound's gonna look like and be like? Now, I know in the modern age, a lot of people like to be hate on the new generation coming in, but there's a lot of young people doing some great music, great tracks, unique new sounds, new ways of talking, new ways of expression, new ways of delivering lines and raps. And of course, like anything else, you have some aspects of it that are maybe a little negative, right? That's with anything you have. And you can have some aspects that are positive. You have some great things and things you like about it, some things you don't like. And people have various opinions about what is great and what is not. Right? That's how it's going to go on. But when you have something this large and this big and infinite ways to create with it, that's going to happen. But people that are really dedicated to the craft, that are doing the craft and they have the right intentions, they got the heart behind it, and they respect art, they're going to be here for the long haul. I feel that people that are really in it for the right reasons will be here and have longevity. And the people that aren't in it for the right reasons, they're going to fall off. Bro, you see that. If you rewind the clock to when I was coming up, and see who's still standing, who's here after all these years. It's the people that really love the craft, really love the art, that are really in it for the right reasons. And now a lot of those guys are getting their respect just due, and they're getting the praise they should have got. A lot of people that are underground where the mainstream wouldn't touch them back in the day are now getting mainstream love. They're getting TV shows about them. They're on network TV. They're on network news shows, bro. They're getting way mainstream coverage that wouldn't have got it back in the day. Because they were in it for the right reasons. Now the mainstream finally recognizing that. So I just want to say happy birthday, hip hop, to all the great art that's been produced over many, many years. And one additional thing, I am 47 years old. Hip hop is 50, right? So I came in pretty much when hip hop was being born. So it was inevitable that I would become hip hop and practice hip hop because I just grew up on it. It's a lot of people from my generation that just lived it. Yeah, I was at the beginning. So, of course, I should be partaking in it, right? And I love to dance, I love to write rhymes, I love to drop beats. It's a beautiful thing. I love it so much. And I love hearing other people do it. It's just fantastic. I'm so glad it's made it 50 years. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you have not heard any hip hop, which I don't know how you could have, I can't imagine one person listening to this podcast has not at least heard one hip hop song. Doesn't matter what country, doesn't matter what era, doesn't matter who, what, where, when you heard it, but I guarantee you, if you're hearing this podcast, most likely you have heard at least one hip hop song, but probably heard multiple hip hop songs, right? Guaranteed. So I want to say is happy birthday to the craft I love. And if you have not engaged in any of the elements of hip hop, you might want to give it a shot. They're very freeing. You can express yourself. They're a positive thing to do, right? Rhyming is positive, bro. DJing is positive, bro. B-boying is positive, bro. Graph is positive, bro. It's just all about positivity, bro. I know a lot of people like to paint hip hop in a negative fashion because the media sometimes will try to paint that picture. And of course, like I said earlier, there's a little bit of negativity in some places, but not all. Right? But you have that with any kind of anything. You're always negative and positive aspects. So celebrate the 50th anniversary of hip hop. Go spit a rhyme, bro. Go do some dancing. Go to the club. Go to a hip hop show. Listen to some hip hop. Or do something, bro. I just want to express that I love hip hop so much. And like I said before, it's got me here. I'm here because of hip hop. And if you take care of hip hop will take care of you. Guaranteed. Like I said, a lot of this artistic stuff you see me doing and everything stems back to me spitting rhymes, right? And one additional thing, I'm a 47-year-old dude, right? When I get up in the morning, my routine is this. I get up, I have some water, I take a shower, right? Watch some mindset videos. But before I walk out my door to go anywhere, I will spit a freestyle. Daily. I've been doing that for a long time. Before I walk the door, spitting rhymes, bro. Freestyling daily, bro. Because I love the craft that much. I'm not making millions of dollars, bro. You might not even know I rap, bro, but I do that before I walk out the door. I spit rhymes before I walk out the door. Every morning. Most mornings. Sometimes I get up late, I don't. But most of the time before I walk out the door, you catch me spitting rhymes, bro. I love hip hop so much. That's real. And I know a lot of people out there feel the same way. And I'm 47 years old, dude. I'm still rapping, rhyming. I know if I tell some people, like, what are you doing rapping around 47 years old? What are you doing, bro? That's like kid stuff. No, bro, it's not. It's art. It is art. I'll be rapping and rhyming till my last breath. That's real. So last thing, happy birthday hip hop. Go out there, live hip hop, be hip hop, listen to hip hop. Like, love hip hop, right? Yeah, so happy 50th. Here's to another 50 more. And until next time, we'll see you. Fight the power. Chuck D. Until next time, this is Captain Peace.
For the love of the mic, the stage, the show, the DJs know. You can't stop the flow. For the love of the mic, the stage, the show, the DJs know. You can't stop the flow. For the love of the mic, the stage, the show, the DJs know. You can't stop the flow. For the love of the mic, the stage, the show, the DJs know. You can't stop the flow.